Hello everyone, and welcome to a new Heroes of Might and Magic free video, where in this one we will be playing Rampart, and we'll be going over their general strategies, how they're supposed to play, and we'll be giving you an example of how I would approach a map. A randomly generated Jebus Cross map in this case. So, yeah. This is going to be like a very informative video and a guide style video where I will be over explaining some simple things so that the new people can hop on board and understand as well. So let's get right into it. We'll be going over into a new game, single scenario, and we will be generating a map of Jebus Cross template. We're going to be using a chess timer and a pretty long one, 16:8:2. This is a standard timer in the online lobby, but it's usually too long for me, but since I'll be explaining a lot of things, this actually will do perfectly fine. The chess timer is comprised of 3 numbers: the starting time that you get initially into the game, the timer that gets added to your entire time pool every single new turn, and then the battle timer that you get individually for every single fight. So, with that out of the way, we pick our Ramparto, and there's a few choices that you could go for a main hero on Rampart, and some are not that much weaker than others. The main primary choice is to go Ivor. With Ivor, you get the good starting hero of Ivor with archery and offense. He deals a really high amount of damage, and also, due to the specialty giving 1 speed to the elves, you're able to outspeed the Wolf Raiders in the Wolf Raid Pickets, which lets you take them even easier. The thing that you need for Wolf Raider Pickets is damage and speed, and Ivor provides exactly that. So if you get any Pickets in the map, then Ivor is able to farm it before any other hero would be able to. So yeah, Ivor is good for these reasons. The other 2 possible things that you could go for would be Mafala. Mafala is like Ivor, in terms of being able to farm some objects early, but in this case you would be looking for hives. Mafala's super high tankiness and starting secondary skills along with her specialty is gonna let her tank hives way easier and then also use the vibrance more effectively. And there's also the choice of going for Kiri, who is a logistics specialist. Logistics is a really good skill that you kind of want to use, but she is not that consistent because to use Kiri effectively, you kind of need earth magic, but then again, rangers don't really usually go for earth magic. Meanwhile, Ivor and Kiri can function without earth magic because they're more might-based heroes. So, we're gonna be going for the regular choice and the most standard choice for today's modern age Jebus Cross, and we're gonna be picking Ivor. We'll select the artifact bonus, and we will not really be having any town trade, because, you know, we're not really trading against the opponent. And also, I will be just randoming one single map and I'll be playing it. I will not be re-rolling. Some people suggested that I should probably use the standard resets on my games, but then again, in that case, we would kind of have to simulate my match being reset by the opponents as well, right? So I don't really want to go for the hassle. And honestly, every single map is good enough. 99% of the time. So let's jump right into it. We are generating a map. Okay, so the first goal of what you want to do is you want to get many heroes out, okay? Many heroes. Almost every single hero that you're going to be getting in the Jebus Cross or any rich template is going to be paying itself off almost immediately. It's going to give you scouting, it's going to collect resources for you, and it's going to mobilize your army to move so much more than the otherwise would be able to. So initially, we want to buy the hero that has our starting army. No, actually, no. Let's buy Jeremy first, okay? Jeremy is a really good hero. He gives us a cannon immediately. This is 4,000 value, not to mention the hero itself. It's actually really amazing. And then we can give, you would really want to be giving your side heroes the fastest 1-stack they could have, because the movement is calculated based on the slowest unit that you have on your army. So right now, Jeremy is going to be having 1,700 moves on any turn. If I gave him something slower, let's say a dwarf, he would be having 1,500. So you see, we're going to be getting a lot more value out of every single hero if you give him a faster 1-stack unit. With this in mind, we could actually go for center stables and give my heroes even a faster unit than that already. But instead, it is also very beneficial for Rampart to have Grand Elves on day 2. And the only way you do that is you skip center stables until turn 3. Like, your core army as Rampart is gonna be center captains and Grand Elves. Super fast, super damagey power stacks. Really amazing, really good. But you know, it differs from game to game on how you want to approach it. Do you want centaurs first? Do you want elves first? I kind of like having a few initial heroes just walk out and explore a little bit before making that decision. If I see a box that is really easily done by Grand Elves, then I kind of want to go for Grand Elves. But if there's nothing of very big importance to do immediately, then I would like to play with Grand Elves instead. Because having fast heroes is really, really cool. We see an initial box that we'll be able to do probably even on day 1. Or maybe we might want to keep it till day 2. We'll have to decide. Okay, okay. There's a bunch of treasures on the road that I could use for experience on the main, or I could use as I could use this as experience or as gold to funnel more heroes. Before I make that decision, I kind of want to scout around a little bit more in order to get a good understanding of what I'm really dealing with here. We have a conservatory that's really nice. It's a big one. Prong conservatory means that it's either 100, 150, or 200. We don't really know which exactly. If it was horde, then we would know that it's minimum and it's doable almost immediately. I feel like I should be greedy for this experience, and that's gonna allow me to go for energy elementals immediately as well. And if I'm going for energy elementals on day 1... No, I should probably go for this on day 2. With Grand Elves. Yeah, okay. My decision is made. I'll go here day 2 with Grand Elves. I feel like going there is a good direction for another scout to go to. Because there's gonna be less moves than going around this road, despite it being off-road. We have Boots of the Wayfarer. That is gonna be nice for some desk gameplay. We have also a Fly Hive that we're gonna be able to do early. So far the map is kind of connecting in pretty intuitive ways. We have Dace, who's actually a better main than Ivor. But I still feel like Ivor is gonna be currently a little bit more well fit into the biome. Because, you know, Archer is gonna play a huge role in this match, I believe. Because, I feel like Grand Elves should be staying relevant for quite a while. Right now I want to get my Ivor out already. Oh, actually, I can get Colt first, and then I can give a faster 1-stack over to my Ivor, so he is gonna be even faster. And we also want to leave the Ballista and the artifacts in, with the army. Since if I were to take any fights on those, I would want to be able to, you know, use it immediately. And we're gonna be taking experience knowledge as a good level up. We get some offense, though we kind of want archery more than the offense. We can collect the other one, another maxi. That's really lucky for us so far. You get a defense skill, and we're up to expert offense. So far, that's pretty good. We have a church chest down there. I bet Loinus wants to go and pick it up, right? Let's go for that. Nice, another maxi. So far, we're pretty lucky. We also have a hill fort, so we could be looking to brawl down the Lizardman and then just upgrade our units in that kind of way. That would save us 2 turns of building, which is huge, but also these losses that I would suffer trying to brawl down the lizards is also huge. If that was a better guard, then I would be all about that. But with the guards being what they are, I don't really think it's gonna be a very good choice for us. There's also a bunch more gold here. Cold starts off with really good movement, meaning that he's gonna be able to have more of a reach towards here. We also have a gold mine that we'll want to collect. Ooh, there's also a ring of suppression, but then again, it's very likely to be a quest guard, meaning that it's gonna be having a bigger guard than usual, and also a bug happen here. If you pick up diagonally like this, while having like, and you should have like between 0 and 99 moves remaining, you actually use up all your moves instead. So I cannot actually step here to the side for whatever reason. There's some arbitrary rules like that in terms of movement. There's also, you can also cheat some moves as well. So yeah, that is a thing. That's why he wasn't able to step to the left after, but that's okay. It's not a big difference. On the first day, we'll be building Homestead with the ambitions of upgrade Homestead on day 2. And then we'll be buying out Dace because he's a good tactics hero that's going to be able to take some fights for us. The next hero, Funner, in the tavern, is also like pretty decent. Not bad. Ooh, another Consta. Wow. So we have 2 conservatories on the map. It seems like we'll be dealing with an Angel Power Stack in this game, which is always a ton of fun, at least for me. We're able to collect the experience, another maxi. We go for Water Magic, but that doesn't matter because we're looking at Ivor as a Might base hero, and we won't really need any support from the schools of magic too much. So yeah, the TL will be able to pick up the Pandora, probably the Greater Flail. It counts as mini, then I can do that too. So things are like looking up in this biome so far. I will want to probably do the gold mine as well. It's likely gonna be a pretty good objective for me to go for. Okay, so with that in mind, our turn 1 is done. What we have done throughout this turn is just got some heroes out, you know? We have heroes on the road, scouting out those. We have some heroes that are ready to possibly take a crypt, take a churchyard, take some more gold, flag a gold mine. We didn't really deliberately place them there with the knowledge, but, you know, as long as you just move the heroes out, you're gonna be having these situations pop up. And of course, we deliberately put our main in position to take the energy elemental boss immediately. So that's gonna be good. Yes, indeed. So with that in mind, we skip. By the way, the basic layout of Jebus Cross is so that you have 3 roads, 1 leading into the middle treasury, okay? And the middle treasury is a desert, and to go into the desert, we call that a break. To kill the guard between your zone and the treasury. And so the goal of a Jebus Cross in general is to break as soon as possible and contest all the good things that are in the middle zone and claim it for yourself, you know? And that is the main primary goal. And so we want to be doing that as soon as possible. Really good players can sometimes do 1-5, 1-6 breaks, but even the best players generally break somewhere like 1-1. If you're a beginner player, you should look to break at least week 3, and you know, then take it down a little bit by little bit, and break sooner and sooner. So there we go. We pass on to the next turn. Then I think a very important thing is going to be the size of this conservatory, so let's check it. It is 2-4 again, so we're not able to take this initially. This is not gonna be an objective that we start on. Okay, then we can go with Moander and see what the break guard is. Based on the break guard, we're gonna be able to make better decisions to optimize ourselves for the big fight that's about to unfold. In case it's something like Liches or Cyclops or Range Switcher, we want tactics, air magics to close the gap as soon as possible. To be able to, you know, prevent them from shooting. If it's something really brawly, strong, but slow, you want to be able to have Earth to slow them down, or range creatures to shoot them down. So yes, knowing what the break is pretty important in order to optimize the way that you play up until then. And we have with Monarchs, those are not like one of the toughest guards, but they're really fast, and even if you slow them, they're still like kind of tough to deal with. So, not a very good break, not a very bad break. It's somewhere middle of the pack, I would say. We can get our Coronius to scout off-road here. We don't really need too much ore, so we gotta be ignoring the ore pit. And we'll be going for gold instead. We have another console! Wow! And we have a really good shield with not that hard of a guard. All of this will mean that we will build a glorious Angel Power stack off the conservatories. And that is really exciting. I'm very looking forward to having that Angel stack. We can now push the heroes on the roads in order to get more information about the map, so we can get a better understanding of how we should start. And we see another hive, okay? So now we see 2 hives. 2 hives is gonna give us like a pack of wyverns, and a pack of wyverns on a decent Evor is already gonna be able to do like a size 2 or maybe even a size 3 conservatory. And the moment that we start farming the conservatories, the other ones will become far easier as well. So one conservatory is gonna lead to another, and then eventually we're gonna be really strong. So that is exciting. That's a real good thing to see. So now we kind of have a plan already based on what we see so far. Without scouting anything extra, we kind of can get a plan for the biome. So we're gonna be getting Eivor a little bit stronger from the box, and then we're gonna be getting stronger off of an item. Then with some levels, an item, and you know, just pulling all the army that we have together, we will be able to do the fly hive over here, the fly hive over here, and all these 2 fly hives, I should be getting enough wyverns to do the conservatory, and so on. So yes, based on this alone, we can already formulate a plan, which is really exciting and really good. Let's go this road. We might be seeing something that will be helping us, or maybe making the entire plan fall together easier, or maybe have it be more rewarding. So far we've seen nothing on that road. Also, I don't have a hero slot right now, so I don't have anyone that can actually take the army out, and so I'm able to use it. I should be killing the Moander, I think. The reason being is that I really need a hero slot to get my army out, and I can't currently put anyone in the town. And this guy has already done his job by scouting out the monarchs and collecting a decent chunk of gold here. That's all good. As planned, we go for the Grandals. Then we can take the entirety of the army, and I'm thinking, because this hero is here, he's actually ready to get the army to my Ivor. So what I could do in Funner, instead of going to Ivor straight, I could go to Loinus. Loinus can take the treasure chest over here. And then Loinus can also go for the gold mine over there. And then we get the army to Jaeger and then back over here. That means we will be clearing more fights. We will be getting more objectives farmed, and that should work out really, really nicely. There we go. Some extra gold over here. Then, next up is gonna be the gold mine is gonna be our next target. We also end up scouting what seems to be an M-cache, right? An M-cache is not too exciting. It's okay. We should take a retail here and just I'm pretty sure I could have just kited better, but, you know. Our one stack of ocean ends is not really gonna ruin our game. I'll be flagging the gold mine later. I want to be making sure that the Jaeger can reach the parts where he is supposed to reach, which is over here. And I don't think I could have done that unless I skipped the gold mine for now. And, you know, we're just saving it for later. So now, with army on Ivor, we're going to be placing the slowpoke units, or the ones that are going to be tanking, next to the Grand Elves. And they will be probably doing a very good job. 16, that's about what we would expect from a pack of these. By the way, I saw stables over there. Getting a stables would be really, really powerful, but I'm not really sure if I'll be able to get them. I think it's gonna be a little bit too difficult, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure we can just hit, and then they will likely die. Yeah. We get up to expert archery. We're gonna be doing a lot of damage on the Grandals. But right now, our level 6 is gonna be between wisdom and a random skill, which is really dangerous. We're likely to be stuck into getting wisdom, which is very not ideal. Hopefully we'll get something better, like earth, armor, tactics, something like that. Ooh, 50 dwarves. That's pretty exciting. That's falling into our plan exactly well. Because what we want to do is we want to farm the fly hives, right? And yeah. Dwarves are really, really good for fly hives. So, yeah, the plan is falling together really, really nicely. We should not block with Jaeger. We should go immediately like this with Ivor into the Mighty Gorgons. This fight should be somewhat okay. Ivor with Expert Archer and Expert Offense is going to be doing enough damage to, you know, do this without too much trouble. Maybe we should have went to the tree that gives a level up as well. That would be a bad plan. By level 6, it gives a decent chunk of experience. Most of the outcomes would be pretty good there. So I think I'll be looking to do that. Huh. I think we should hit here, honestly. Ooh, we don't kill that. That means we lose a few of those. Okay. 8 centaurs. I feel like I could have done that better. And yeah, wisdom and ballistic. So we're stuck into wisdom. Not ideal. But not too bad. It's okay. Then, do I want to go back for the Guardian of Knowledge, or do I just want to press onwards immediately? I could almost do it here to Conservatory, by the way. I mean, Ivor getting levels is not that high of a priority, because we're not really leveling into good skills right now. We're just going to be filling up the wisdom. Which, I mean, is okay, because it's going to get us closer to other good level ups, but, you know, it's not exactly ideal. I'm going to be pushing forward instead. We're also going to make our Ivor faster. The unit specialty is the only thing that boosts the speed of the actual unit movement out on the map. So Ivor with the Grand Elf is pretty fast. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to be doing this hive on the next turn. Then we'll be looking to Poor Man's. The Poor Man's means to retreat into any fight with like no army in order to buy myself back in a tavern. So I can basically teleport to forest without having to teleport. Kinda cheat, but a really cool little strategy that you can use. Then after that, we can go for the Fly Hive, and then afterwards, we'll be looking to do the conservatories already. And of course, Jeremy is just going to be following my Ivor in order to claim the Fly Hives as planned. Then here we go. I would really love to upgrade the Sentinels right now before they end up dying in the fight here, but I don't think that's actually going to be a really good route to go for. And before going for the high, what I can also do is I can capture the site down, which is going to be somewhere here, and then bring the army back from the site down, and that should be pretty powerful as well. I mean, it's going to make us lose less of the valuable army in the fights to come. Then we flag the gold mine that we ended up uncovering. We have a small little box over here. It doesn't matter too much for us by now. Wow, the town is like really far. The biome is absolutely massive. It's not always this big. Okay, then let's push our days forward. I can't imagine us not reaching this town right now. Okay, there we go. A little stronghold town. Let's try and preserve the dwarves that the auto combat lost. There we go. No problem. I mean, centaurs. What else is going on? Wait, our colonists can scout out a little bit. We have another small box over here, but that's not too exciting. We have a conservatory that we could actually kind of go for. But nah, I think that's kind of mad talk. We could also drag some army from the main over onto Ivor as well. In this case, what I'm talking about would be something like Dendroids or Pegasi. This seems like a nice little thing that we can add into the mix. I'm gonna take the Pegasi. They're 150 HP, which is a little bit less than the Dendroids, but they're more likely to get focused over the Centaurs or the Elves that I really want to save. So with that in mind, I feel like these guys will be preserving more of the army that I really want to preserve. So let's go. And here we can get a new hero. Let's get Horus. She has Goblin, which kind of fits into what we want to do right now anyway. And also she's a little bit faster because she starts off with a speed 5 unit rather than a speed 4 unit, like the Dermith, which was our other choice. So right now, we can put all of the army onto Ivor to do the initial fight. I don't want to go army because I would be putting myself into negative morale. For the sake of 6 pirates, that's not really worth it. We can just shoot them down, wait. So generally, yeah, the fights with Rampart are taken like so. You just wait on the elves for them to come, you cover your elves with all your army, and, you know, you have a nice time. I really love playing Rampart, to be honest. It is my second most favorite faction, next to Castle. You also see something interesting guarded by the water elementals there. It's a prison. Wow, okay. We could actually push to that. The prisons are usually really high value objectives, and this is gonna be like a level 10 hero from that. This is a small hive. So you can actually take hives with your ranged creatures on the actual fight as well. There's a really little trick that you're able to do it with. If you place your shooters at 3, and then some low value meat at 1 and 6, then in the battle they will be adjacent to one another, and they'll be able to block the Grandos for shooting while attacking some of the lower value meat. So this should turn out really, really well. I could actually just take the Grandals away here, but I'll use it as a chance to emphasize what I'm talking about. You see? We're able to use the Grandals in the fight without them getting focused by doing so. So that's a really good thing to do. You can hit here. I'll also show you another little trick. So you see, this guy is moving last. This guy's moving last. So behold what happens if I keep my army next to this Dragonfly stack. You're gonna love this, trust me. I'm also gonna weakness my Pegasi, so they are more likely to get focused. You see? Hola! We're able to shoot on the Grandals. You see, AI is really, really stupid. And they think, hey, the Grandals is blocked. I can move somewhere else. Because they're blocked, right? They don't realize that if they moved, I'm no longer blocked. And there's nobody else to block me. That's why I was stepping next to the last stack. Because once one of these stacks moved afterwards, they would be like, wait, The elves are no longer blocked, guys. Let's do something about it. But yeah, it's too late. So this is a showcase of how to use your units in the highs pretty effectively. Well, shooters specifically. So there we go. By only losing the stronghold meat that we don't really care about, which was really low investment, and only a few centaurs, we were able to claim 6 wyverns. And now that's the start of a great army. Let's go. And now I'm actually thinking of pushing past here into the water elementals and then going for the prison. I will not be able to take the prison on this turn, so I think instead what I want to do is going to be to hit up the Tree of Knowledge. It's water again, pretty unfortunate. My level 9 is going to be between 2 new skills. Hopefully it's going to be something pretty might-based, so... You know, we'll be able to play off of that. Now I have a few options. I could take this fight on the Evor and make it quite a bit safer. I could not take the fight whatsoever. And just go with the original plan of going into the next side by now. By the way, I think that the next dive can be taken by any side hero. I don't really need to get my main hero there, meaning that my Evor by now can just set up for the conservatories. Speaking of conservatories, I really should be checking the sizes of these because it's gonna really matter and decide what I'm actually able to do and when. So let's check out the first one. This is size 2, so this is perfect. I'm able to do it basically immediately. If I make myself fast, I might even be able to get it next turn. Let's see. Yes, we would be able to claim it on the literal next turn. 1 on 4 for this type of a conservatory would be huge. So let's try and think if that's like a valuable, a thing that we want to do. Before going for that conservatory, I could also hit up something like the hive over here on a side hero by that point. And Sinka 2-2 with leadership would do a pretty good job at handling that as well. So that's something that I'm interested in doing. Next hero is Zedric, even better for handling the hive, but I'll still get Sinka to do it. Because we don't really have that much gold to just buy heroes left and right. But yes, we have enough to throw away in the console. That's because, you know, that's the core of our plan, so it is worth investing into it. In my opinion. Okay, because I have the school plan in mind right now. This very effective and strong plan, in my opinion. By the way, how far away is the conservatory? I wonder if it's reached by a new hero. 861 plus 870. Minus 50, correct? This might not be easily reached by a new hero, so... yeah. Then I'll probably stand here on the Aurus. I don't need to do it next turn, but I can already set up for it, and that's already like really strong. In that case, I might want to do the water elemental prison after all. Okay, let's try and scout it a little bit more and feel the game out in order to make a better decision on how we effectively want to do this. We already have a general plan. Right now, we're only working in details of how to actually accomplish it. And actually, I love my arty. I have my cannon like somewhere really unreasonable. Yikes. And this is the case for the entire game. A Rampart side town is pretty cool, but we're not really able to claim it. This town is like super far away, and changing the army there by this point I think would be rather unreasonable. So we will not do that. At some point I really want to grab the shield as well as some of the other things that we have. Okay, I feel like I want this prison. This prison could be huge for us. Very hopefully we don't encounter any ice elementals in here, and we'll be able to take the fight without any worries. Okay, nice elementals, so the fight should actually be taken without any worries. Nice. Very happy to see that. Let's handle them one by one, starting with the northern one. I think I can hit here without dying. Yep. And we can hit, and we can hit, and we can shoot. And then the Vibrant should be able to finish them off, and I can start focusing on the other stack. Those will get hit slightly. That's okay. These dwarves can handle it. They were born for this. Then now we need a hero slot. I don't really want to sack the cannon, but I think I should. I don't think I'll actually get this cannon back into play in a reasonable span of time. And I don't think there's any reason to play off of this side of the map anyway. So we're kind of abandoning this side. you know, we scouted it out. We see that we have already enough stuff on the right side and the middle of the map, so I don't need to play that side. Ooh, we get Melodia with extra logistics as well as extra rampy army. That is amazing. A really good find. Very happy to see this. So right now I'll be taking Melodia's army away, and then I'll just get Melodia to explore northern parts to see if there's actually anything that would pique my attention. And so far we've seen nothing of the like. These items are pretty good, but they're very, very blocked. With Rig Vitality and Sight, we're actually only one item away from the Elixir of Life. But then again, for a potential only chance, I don't think it's worth going all the way like around here, and also dealing with the Wood Elves is like a big issue as well. So yeah, I don't think we should be doing that right now. We should be taking the army back into the other side of the map. We're gonna be leaving Ivor with a fast unit, and then we're taking the army over to the other side of the map, and we're only going back to the conservatory on the following turn. I'm gonna head up to the Royal Flag here. It's gonna give us some luck, some morale. And then, yes, we are ready. Then, next thing that I should be doing, okay, remember, it is never too late to upgrade these Centaurs. They are very, supremely cool units. They're very, very fast, very good, very effective, and not to be underestimated. So with that in mind, we go for the upgrade, and then we chain the army to the goal that we wanted to, which is gonna be the Fly Hive over here. Then my next objective is probably gonna be the Steel Golems for the sake of the shield. That is also gonna be really powerful. By this point, we have the Cove Army. This puts us at negative morale. Wait, actually no, because of the leadership of Sinka. That's cool. That's even better. But even if we did have negative morale, I feel like it's worth it, because the Pirates are gonna get focus instead of something like Centaurs. And you know, Centaurs are way higher value army, so having them there to die for us instead of some of the other units is really, really welcome. So we just do the regular old thing of waiting and shooting, and maybe taking a bite once in a while. Then we can probably kind of kite them back as well, like so. I think the big sack should be moving back. I was wrong. By this point, the fight should be rather simple. Okay. No losses, seems pretty good. And then we can claim the Fly Hive. Let's do the same old thing that we did in the other hive, you know, to effectively use our Grand Elves without them dying. I'm gonna be splitting off like 5 dwarves, okay? And the point of this is to get them to not be afraid to hit the dwarves, okay? So, you see, AI takes a lot of things into account when actually choosing what to hit, okay? And one of the things that they take into account is like, hey, how much is it gonna hurt if this unit retals to us? And if this stack retals to them, it would be like really scary for them. They're not gonna be hitting this dwarf stack anytime soon. But that's not the case with like 6 lonely dwarves. So these guys will actually get focused instead of Grand Elves, and that's gonna be really, really good for us. So yeah, you see, the Grand Elves don't get focused because of the things next to them. And yeah, it turns out to be pretty great, pretty strong. And then we can even get our Grand Elves to shoot, which is absolutely amazing. Bang bang. We can finish it off, we can hit some more things. And as you can see, our Grand Elves are able to join the fight in the hive and are even able to support us with their shots. So by now we have 12 Wyverns, a really good solid army, which we will then use for the sake of taking the shield over here, which will help us take the conservatories way easier. So that's all solid. Actually, I'll chain a little bit here and see what's up. We see skills of the Greater Basilisk. That's not too exciting. That's not something that I really want to pay my attention to too much. So instead, we'll be chaining over here to pick up the other Might Arty. We also have the Hilda Sword of Hellfire there, which is better than the Greater Null Flail by 2 attack. But then again, I think for such a not that big of a boost, it's way too big of a commitment. So I will actually not go for that. after taking the conservatory, my next goal is gonna be the other conservatory, then the next goal is gonna be the other conservatory, and by that point we'll be breaking with a really good stack of angels and a pretty decent main. I mean, the main doesn't roll any good skills actually, no tactics, no logistics, no armor, no earth magics, no air magics. This is almost as bad as Nemo can be. No, actually this is literally as bad as Nemo can be, and it's still good enough, and that's the best part, you know? You don't have to push for a very specific school of magic or anything like that. You can be fine. I mean, but you know, you have to go into a game preparing the fact that you're probably not gonna get the earth magics. If I really wanted that, then I would probably be maining Jeremy or something. I think they have like slightly better odds as captains. Actually, don't quote me on that one. Rangers have a decent chance, but still. We are fully okay with them being fully might as well. Then we have, wait, okay. No, it's not relevant to see what the opponent has. Just kind of a habit. As planned, we're gonna be picking up the shield over here that we already set up for. Okay. They'll be coming in. They'll be focusing the dwarves, and that is excellent, since dwarves are the units that I care about losing the least. Probably should have used prayer here, but I think it's too late by this point to actually make any decent use out of it. What if it was lost? I could have done way better. We don't really want to be dealing with a gold dragon here. And I also want to keep my Coronius in that part of the map, since that will allow me to... Yeah, keeping that hero there is going to be allowing me to chain for the last conservatory instead of having my main go there. And that is going to be very important in optimizing our break timing. Army is back onto Horus. Army goes back onto my Evor. Should have tried it on the road, would have been less moves used. So the tier 2 conservatory will fall before the might of the Evor. You want to be positioning most of your, in this kind of fight, there's gonna be, imagine the battle scenario, okay? There's gonna be 2 stacks on the left, and there's gonna be 3 stacks on the right. And because of that, you want to place all your precious army and all your slow-moving army on the left side. Then you assassinate the 2 stacks on the left as soon as possible, while keeping the right stacks over to the right for as long as you can as well. That way you can optimize your fighting potential, and you know, you're gonna be taking the fight way better, like so, with simple practices. So let us go. We do the conservatory. The idea is to avoid the hits from the right side griffins, so that's exactly what we'll be doing. And we set out to assassinate the left stack, so that's exactly what we'll be doing. And we'll also create a safe spot for our Grandals as well, over here to the bottom left. We'll be using these 2 stacks to make sure that the right stacks actually stay to the right until we are ready to handle them. There we go. Now we can go here. This creates a pretty good safe spot for our Grandals, which we are then able to use by just moving over them. Now the Grandals are safe, all the other units are ready to be utilized properly. And all that is really wonderful. And so this battle goes as planned. By this point, the Grandals can just retell them and kill. So with a bare loss of just a few units. By the way, we have Boots of the Wayfarer, meaning that pathfinding actually has literally 0 value for us. So despite Artillery being pretty bad, is actually our choice. I kind of wish I had still had the cannon that I botched, but you know, stuff happens. We can then poor man's the Evor in order to get back to the tavern, or we can just walk back to the tavern. I saved quite a few moves by poor manning, so that's gonna be my line of play. No, actually no. Going and poor manning into Master Genius are pretty dangerous, and we don't really have a better direction to go to. So I guess we'll be having to move our Evor there, which is really unfortunate. If we had any fight over here next to us, then it would be way better. But that's not currently a choice that we have, so You know, we'll just suck it up. We might want to be using our army to clear some other things by now. Here's what I'm thinking. I didn't scout out this side of the map because the crewmates are actually not that easy, because there's gonna be like 90 of them because of the based on the item that they're guarding. But by now, even 90 wouldn't really pose that much of a threat to my current army. So what I'll end up doing is I'll just send over a hero to go ahead and do that for me. For that, I'm gonna be needing a hero slot. I don't think that Oris is actually gonna be that useful at all, so I'll get a little bit of scouting with her done. And we don't really see anything, so we'll just be deleting her. How many Pegasi do I have remaining? 3. Okay. With that in mind, I'll upgrade the Soul Pegasi. Then I can take the army away. I can upgrade the Soul Pegasi, and then I can give a Soul Pegasi over back to the hero. This means that we're going to be really, really fast in Evor for the following turn, so we're going to be able to accomplish even more things. So there we go. By now, we want to push over to this side, and whatever we find here, it's going to be either creature banks, or boxes, or artifacts, whatever we find, we're going to be able to utilize pretty well. Okay, we find actually artifacts. Nice. Good haul, good haul. The +1 speed is very, very effective. We can also do the church art for another random artifact, maybe some boots of speed could be, you know, gained. And that would be really, really cool. And I'll also want the Coronius to chain over north and do the objects over there. And also, there's gonna be like a very nice chance to pick up a spellbook next turn for our main, Evor, too. Though he's not really much of a spellcaster, it's, you know, still gonna be like a nice little boost there. Which I'm looking forward to. Nothing here is too exciting. Then, I don't really think that our Jeremy is doing much at all either. You know what, I'll go to the road that I deleted the hero off of. And if we find something here, then we might have the time to chain it, barely as well. Oh, and we do find something. We found a conservatory to go for. That's really, really cool. By the way, when I'm saying chaining, I don't really mean that there's something really elaborate going on where I'm, you know, planning like really in advance or anything. I'm really just being very opportunistic in the way that I go about things, you know? I'm like, okay, well, I happen to have a funner here, and he happens to reach a hero like over here that can then happen to go to Jeremy, and then I can walk back after, you know? It's not really that much of a thought process, you know, it's kind of opportunistic in using what you have set up beforehand. So, you know, don't be daunted by terms like chaining, and don't let it scare away you from, you know, just trying to get your army around places. It's a pretty simple process, that is, you know, it takes a little while to get used to, but when you do, it should be pretty simple. Right now, it doesn't really matter how I take this fight. The auto combat lost some Pegasi. I just want to prevent that from happening, and as long as we do, we're gonna be okay here. There we go. We get a Helmet Chaos. It's really a nice, decent arty. I feel like I would be losing a little bit too much army into the Tuning Cup Cyclop Kings fight. More than what would be worth, so I'm gonna opt to not take the fight. I will be wanting to set up Funner to reach Jeremy, so he cannot actually be the hero to get the army back onto here. So instead I'll get someone else. Someone like Shakti can move out, can collect the artifacts, can collect everything else, and then get the army back inside and get Evor out. Then, as planned, we're going to be getting a Mage Guild, we're going to be getting a bug. That's a pretty good Mage Guild. I do like it. We can get the varmints over here. Okay. So now, with this setup, we should be able to take even a Maxi Conservatory, to be honest. I'm hoping that it's not a Maxi. A Maxi would be kind of tragic in terms of my, you know, ability to take it. But I still would be able to take it, so it's worth it, most likely. I could also get my mana back, but then again, with having very super limited casting ability, I don't feel like it's going to be that important to go for. So yes. Let us step out. Ooh, armor. Finally something useful. Most usually your Evor is gonna look way better than this, by the way. This is like a once in a lifetime kind of bad Evor. Maybe not once in a lifetime, but you know, he's like pretty tragic, to be honest. The best size for this one would be size 3. Then maybe size 4. Oh, actually size 4. And the other even does it pretty easily. Nice. So we're gonna have a bunch of... oh, actually we got a power level up just before the fight. It's pretty exciting and pretty useful. Now my casts are gonna be staying on for a little while longer. I feel like I want to hit some dwarves to hit here before well, anything bad happens. I'll want to have one Soul Pegasi over here. And then I also want one Soul Pegasi to take a retail. Then the angels are able to make use of the fact that I took this retail. If I slow this one, they will still be able to reach the owl, so that's not really effective. So instead I just want to haste a dwarf, I think. There we go. That's a fast little dwarf. Here you go, guy. And I'll shoot the top stack and then follow it up with a Vibrant hit so I can take care of as many of them as possible. They will then hit the Grand Elves and they will probably kill like quite a few. But I still think that's the most welcome way for me to go and play this fight right now. Yep. So far as expected. So I feel like I gained quite a bit of benefit by throwing this stack right now because it allows me to focus these two stacks without getting reached. Which, in my opinion, is quite a big bonus. Then we can go and grab ourselves a safer spot to stand in. And we also can probably avoid a hit from the swordy stack as well. As long as we don't... I'll let them actually hit the dwarves, that's fine. Yep, very good, very good. Then by now I think the volume should be brawling a little bit. Of course we'll be losing some armor here, this is like a really big fight to take after all. So, you know, thinking that you're able to take this without these kind of losses at least would be way too greedy of you. So, we accept the little losses that we'll be having, and we move on. The second is gonna be annoying, this one stack. But I don't think that I can or should do much about it. And we can start the big fight in the big stack by hitting them with the dwarves. This makes it quite a bit easier. Quite a bit better. I don't think the dwarves should hit. They should just defend. They don't really do much anyway. They focus the Grand Elves, but that's okay. But at this point, the Grand Elves kind of suit their, you know, they fulfill their purpose in getting us going in this Rampart game. And by now, the Angels will be taking over, which is really exciting. We also get Tactics, but that's not really a good choice for what we want to have. We don't really have any shooters to guard. And yeah, we don't really have any flies that we want to get into the face of immediately. Not to mention we can already do that with the Necro Swiftness and the Angels. So yes, don't think Tactics is going to be a very good pick. Instead we'll be saving our level ups for some of the more good ones, such as the armor. Speaking of which, by taking the 5 of the Pit Fiends over here, I should be able to get another level up immediately. Which will then be the level at which I'll be going for the break, most likely. Which is happening probably on next turn after I pick up the rest of the conservatories that I really want to go for. By this point, with this kind of artifacts, with this kind of army, the side hero should have no problem taking the rest of the fights that are there to be taken. Oh, and speaking of which, I should probably delete Edric for the sake of getting my Shakti out, who will then be able to transfer Soul Pegasi over to my Ivor. What this will do is it will let my Sinka take all the angels instead of all -1. Then we can get the army over to Loinus. Then the Loinus is able to take it all the way towards the conservatory. But ultimately, it will be taken by the Coronius. But I don't think I should be doing it on this turn. Instead, I think I should be taking it after the box. The box could be meat, the box could be experience. It will let me, the zero, take the fight better. Do you have any good water spells to cast? I don't think so. Archer doesn't do anything either. Nothing. Okay. That wasn't like a big bonus that we ended up getting, but you know, it's gonna do it nonetheless. I mean, it's useful. Well, right now I actually have 2 choices. I could actually be breaking 1-1 instead. If I break 1-1, I get the benefit of getting to chain the last of the conservatories and also getting more meat. And also, if I break by stepping only like 200 moon points into the desert, then the difference between breaking on the next day and the previous day is only 200 moves. Unless I have someone charging the desert immediately. So I think that breaking 1-1 full moves with a really good, solid army is going to be far better for me in this situation. So with that in mind, that's the play that we'll be setting up for. So we need to be in a position where we can reach the Jeremy. This is going to be good enough. Then we need a hero that's going to be reaching Funner. Which is actually not easy, apparently. No. Our Melodia is going to be able to help us out here. Actually, Melodia can reach that, meaning that Funner can step back. Okay. This is going to be better. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just making these chains very opportunistically. So don't be afraid to, you know, just move some heroes around. Let's see what's available for you. Invest Eternity. The game is fun, so you should be having quite a bit of fun. And you know, you should not be stressed out just because you're playing online or anything like that. Okay, so we take this conservatory, we chain back, we take the rest of the things, and we're also breaking on 0 mana. We don't really have anything good to cast, you know, so you know what, whatever. We're not gonna be casting anything. We'll be fine. It's only a horde of Wyvern Monarchs, Monkas. Okay. So with that in mind, we can get Coron. Well, actually, I'm thinking of having. No, I should do it on Coronius. I think maybe Loinus is better to take this fight. Actually, I think he is. The prayer, the offense. And then can I still chain back anyway? Yeah, I should be able to. Okay. So there we go. Prayering the dwarf should be quite a bit of value for me. And that's the value that I'm looking to utilize. We can also get some power, so the prayer lasts for a little bit longer. This is a size 2 console. It's not too big, not too small. It's okay. I would have liked tier 3 more. Look at these guys go! Speed 10, dwarves, go! Okay, they did nothing. You know what? It's the thought that counts. And the thought was definitely there. We kinda just wanna avoid getting hit too much before the angels just mow down everyone, right? That's about the plan. Then we can take the army back. This chain doesn't connect, that's fine, we'll be able to fix it. I'll be letting sync up this road. Correct? Correct. Otherwise she's gonna be blocking my Eivor. No, but then again, Eivor has enough moves. I keep misclicking. Okay, there we go. Army goes back into the main, then from here we can get a new hero and send it over towards the direction of the other console. Wait, Cult is back with the cannon! Hey, we get to use our artillery! Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Yeah, you can randomly roll the leading heroes back in a tavern, which is kind of cool, especially in our case. Let's not forget to re-equip our good artifact. We chain over here. And then we can get to do the conservatory. Let's go. I think I should actually... No, in case it's maxi, I want the angels on a single stack. And you know, it could be maxi. It's not maxi, so splitting would have been better. But at least we were safer. Goodbye, dwarves. Yeah, it's fine. Lords are not really important units to keep alive or anything. Then, going back immediately doesn't actually make a lot of sense. So in this kind of case where you end the chain, and all that's left is for you to go back, you actually kind of want to push forward instead, because you're going to be able to go back anyway, and if you find anything on the road here, it actually would be free. And currently we found a prison that we can play off of. Wow, 46. This is going to be like a pretty big hero, isn't it? We lost the rest of our Grandals, but then again, they were not long for this world anymore. Loinus was a part of a chain that's no longer relevant, so we can delete her. Oh, it's actually only level 5. That means that this artifact is actually a quest artifact. Oh my god! You see, we just moved forward just like that and we found another console. How amazing is that? You see, always be opportunistic. Always look for more possibilities of how to accomplish things. We see another high! Maybe we can set up the chain for it too. Wow. And it's like a really big one. That's amazing. So the angel stack here is going to be absolutely enormous. It's another free angels. Free angels. Yes. The doors are dead now, but that's okay. The doors are actually just doing their role perfectly. I really do wonder if I could possibly go for that or not. I could pick up the Gorgons for the Angel Feather Arrows, I guess. At the very least. We have another sort of Hellfire. The game's telling me, take me. But no. We didn't do that. And yeah, we don't need to lead sync up. We can just move around, because we have enough movement anyway. And we have enough movement to hit up the Melito Tower too, while not compromising or break timing or anything of the sort. We can actually extend this chain further, which will make it easier for me to come back after if I were to farm the hive. So yeah, I'll be seeing what I can and you know, playing off of the feel of whether I can do it or not. All right. So then we can pick up this. And then I'll chain the army over to Jeremy and see what Jeremy is then able to accomplish. There's not a conservatory here, right? No, this doesn't seem like it's possible. If I were to go there, I would be stuck there for another full turn. And investing a full turn into it would not really be worth it when we can break already. And we're going to be probably able to find many better things in the desert instead. So yeah, we're getting out of here. There's like a, you know, this kind of like hook there. Where I have to go around, and that is what makes it a little bit too difficult in this situation, at least in my opinion. If I saw it a little bit earlier, I could have prepped more for it, but, you know, since I didn't, there was not really much that I could have done. So there we go. We go back into the main, then we can buy a new hero with new army, since it's day 1. We have a Giselle. Beautiful, beautiful Giselle. We also have like quite a bit of income this game. We ended up collecting a gold mine, you have Lena. 3.6k gold income for Jebus Cross game is pretty solid. Pretty solid. We'll buy Giselle just for the sake of army. Because we, you know, we can kind of use some meat. We have 6 denders to buy since we bought the dendered archers on the last turn. We're gonna buy some more dwarves that will be food for the Wyvern monarchs. I don't really feel like the Grandals are that... Well, okay, we can just buy them. We have enough gold to actually afford it, so no problem with doing that. And then I think I should also pick up the... a vial of live blood. No, actually no, let's not do it. We'll be losing some meat there. And that's probably not too much worth it. Instead we can pick up the Wayfarer boots, which will make all the desert play that we'll be having way more effective, let's say. Let's use that word. Now we have a cannon with archery to support it and artillery, so it's gonna be doing lots and lots of damage, especially with all the attack bonuses that I have. We're gonna be saving Soul Pegasi because they're like the best utility in the game that you could have, almost. Well, next to Dragonflies. We can actually protect the Grandals and the cannon by having these guys stand around that region, and of course the angels will be the carries of the fight. We can equip some of the better artifacts. So, let's go. 1-1, full moon's break. Seems to be really easy. The angels just one shots. Okay, well, that stack was not supposed to live, I guess. Oh, okay, that's decent damage. We're gonna hit here. This leaves room for the angels to hit the other stacks. This one, and let's see this one. Then the angel is taking care of the last one. Okay. So by just losing some meat, we're then able to step into the desert and we'll be able to clean house here with this beautiful statted Ivor and also this very big stack of angels. So let's just play out the first turn into the desert and let's see what kind of position we end up being in. I wonder if I should take this one. Yeah, okay, it seems like pretty easy. And for quite a bit of stats, it seems kind of worth it. So we pick up the sandals. Wow. This guy was just abandoned by all his allies. We kind of want to protect the cannon. It is pretty precious for us right now in this current moment. Wow, this guy just went in and then didn't do anything. There we go. The cannon should be able to... BAM! There we go. We finally got Earth. So now the hero tree is looking really good. We're gonna be able to make really good use of this. We built a tavern in the desert town so we can buy some heroes to support our main. Pick up the boots of the Wayfarer so we can then claim these boots easier. And we can also have a side hero from the Nagas here, from the Picket. You know what? Let's do exactly that. Let's play a proper turn in the desert. You just want to get some side heroes and you want to do as many of the objects as you possibly can be on the side heroes. So your other heroes are as free to do other useful things. Angels here will be able to slice through the Nagas without too many issues. And for the bigger fight, we can also equip the sandals instead of the Wayfarer boots. But we want to not be forgetting to re-equip the good boots afterward. I mean the terrain boots. Since moving through the desert would be 150 moves, but it makes it so it's 100 moves instead, based on the Barefare boots. By the way, I accidentally skipped the turn there. That's pretty nasty. I'm gonna get a hit. Oops. Okay, I'm saved. I mean, this is why the Grandals are here, to prevent my mistakes from actually punishing me. Then back to these boots. We're able to pick up Dependent of Courage, which is also a really wonderful item. It seems like it's a big hit. That's really good. Be a maxi. Thank you. So now we have a wonderful power stack of Cyclops all of a sudden. Praise Creature Banks. We can just deposit the army and delete the Gearfit for another hero slot that will then be able to take the army back over into my main. We want to not be trading the cannon away though. The cannon is a pretty precious objective for us right now. So we don't want the undead army. It's kind of looking a little bit messy, so let's clean this up. Okay, there we go. Then we can go into the angels. They're not really a threat to us. Oh, they're kind of a threat. I'll just load that stock so they are not able to hit my vibrants, and you know, losing them doesn't seem like a very appealing choice. Perfection. This is likely to be something like experience or spells, either would do. They're free spells, so we're able to cast something. Not really anything useful in the tier 3 spells, but you know, it's good enough. And then yes, we're gonna be pushing into the middle town, and we'll be claiming control of the desert as the spirit player that we are, with a bunch of angels. And this is a solid rampy game. You know, we first of all scouted out the map, then we made the basic plan, you know, we get a little bit of power on our Evor, then we can claim like a hive or two, and then we can just farm all the consoles, starting with Evor farming the consoles, and then the side heroes taking on after. By the time, it's easy. And the plan turned out to be pretty effective. We were able to execute it without too many issues, and now we are strong. And, you know, there's no point in continuing on to play against the AI. You know, by this point we would be thinking that we should be encountering the opponent and fighting anytime now. If we have time to farm, we farm. If we encounter the enemy, we just take the final fight. Either one happening would be pretty okay. By this point, I would probably be still getting some more heroes out, pushing maybe a little bit further, maybe, like, you know, scouting out further, setting up some heroes to do things, like a fast Heal of Ashes here. And then we would pass the turn. We would probably do the Cyclops fight like so, to block them immediately. EZ. And then Heal of Ashes would be pushing. And yeah, the middle town is here. I mean, by this point I'm a little bit, you know, playing whatever. In the middle town, and you are the king of the desert. Enjoy. Of course, some maps are going to be different. Maybe you're going to be relying more on other types of creature banks. Maybe you're going to be relying more on Rampy Army. It's up to you to make the plan. But you know, as you're going to be getting practice in the game, you'll be understanding more what you have to do in order to win a game. So yeah, I hope this game was informative. I hope you enjoy your time. You do some mana magic free, as much as I do. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and till next one, goodbye, see you, and check me out on Twitch, okay? I stream like every single day, and I love when you guys say hi, especially if you say, hey, I'm from YouTube, I came to say hi. You know what? It pleases my heart, very much so. And also I'm like way more toxic on Twitch as well. Don't let it surprise you too much. So yeah, ciao ciao!